Chapter number 14, topic number 1, that is sources of energy of standard 10th, and subject is science. The very first question is that of what is energy?
This is energy.
Oh, yes, she is right. This is energy, yes. It's muscular energy. So there are different forms of energy. So what is the definition of energy? It's an ability to do work. So what is energy? It's an ability to do work. That is the definition of energy. Now, what are the different sources of energy? Can you guess what is the ultimate and eternal source of energy? जिसके बिना दुनिया संभव ही नहीं है. Definitely, it's none other than our grand Dadaji, Suraj Dada. The ultimate source of energy that is giving free of cost energy to all since billions of years, right? Since the birth of earth. So it's sun, the ultimate source of energy for we all. But our great ancestors used to use fire, wood for getting different forms of energy for cooking and for all other works like heating, lighting, etc. So fire or wood they were using as the ultimate source of energy after sun. But what are the other different forms of energy? There may be hundreds of different forms. Somebody say, I like cake. Wow, what a taste of cake is. So cake is a good source of energy for me. But somebody say, there are different other forms of energy for me. But somebody may say, this is also a cake. Yes, it's cow dung cake. Do you like the taste of cow dung cake?
गाय का गोबर.
Yes, she is right. It's गाय का और भैंस का गोबर. And that is, in Hindi, it is known as upala. In villages, we use this cow dung cake for getting heat. Not for getting light, but for getting heat, for cooking, etc. purposes, we use cow dung cake. That is also known as cake. So now, what are the different characteristics of ideal energy sources, right? So let us understand those characteristics. Or remember, this may be asked in the examination. So from examination point of view, you should remember these different characteristics of the ideal energy sources. The very first characteristic of ideal energy sources is that it should have minimum losses. Means it should have maximum efficiency. Means maximum output it should be able to give for any input. Next, it should be having low smoke so that it don't spread smoke everywhere. It should be easily available. For example, in forest, wherever you will find lots of wood, but the same wood is not easily accessible, easily available in case of the deserts, right? So it should be abundantly available everywhere. It should be available, right? It should be hazard free. It should be less accident prone. For example, if you are using uranium-235 as a nuclear source of energy for the fission reaction, then what may happen? It may happen that there are possibility of accidents, and you should remember that 3 Mile Island in USA and Chernobyl in case of USSR or Russia, there were major nuclear accidents and thousands of the people have died in this type of nuclear accidents. So ideal energy sources should not pose certain type of threats to humankind, animals or plants and trees. The storage of these ideal energy sources should be very easy. It should not create any problem. For example, if you are using CNG, then it's very difficult to store CNG because it's gas. First you will have to liquefy it. Then only you'll be able to just compress it and keep it in a small size. So its access should be easy, its storage should also be easy, and the last but not the least point is that it should be economically viable. लोग बोलते हैं लंका पूरी सोने से बनी. अरे भैया क्या काम का उस लंका का, उस सोने का जो यहाँ एक्सेसिबल ही ना हो, वहां से यहाँ पर लाने की जो कीमत है, लागत है सोने की, वो सोने की कीमत से अगर बढ़ जाती है, does it solve the purpose? No. So what do I mean to say? That it should be economically viable. For example, if you are trying to get energy from nuclear fission reaction, but the cost of production of that energy is much higher than that the cost of energy, then we may say it is not economically viable. So हम लोग बोलते हैं कहावत में आमदनी अठन्नी खर्चा रुपया. So भैया ऐसा तो नहीं चलेगा. So it should be economically viable. मतलब खर्चा है वो 98 होना चाहिए, आमदनी रुपया होना चाहिए. Then we may say it's economically viable. Anyway, so these are the different characteristics of ideal energy sources. Now, what are the different types of energy sources? So basically there are two types of the energy sources, conventional and non-conventional. So now what are the conventional sources? Already you have studied in previous standards. Conventional means चली आती है तो चली आती है, जो सालों से चली आती है. For example, fire, wood, coal, etc. We have been using these sources of energy since centuries. Convention कि भाई हमारे दादाजी ने ये यूज किया था, हम भी ये यूज कर रहे हैं. So it is a conventional source of energy. But what are the non-conventional sources of energy? Means it was not a convention to use it. For example, gas cylinder, electricity. It's not a conventional. वो हम लोगों ने इन्वेंट किया है, बनाया है. It's a new. So now what are the non-conventional sources of energy? So non-conventional sources are generally non-traditional. They have been invented or found or created by some sort of discoveries. So now let us discuss about the conventional energy sources. So basically there are many conventional sources of energy, but we will keep our discussion limited to wood, coal and fossil fuels as per your syllabus, right? So now what about the fossil fuels? How they are formed? You know very well that basically coal and petroleum, they have been created with the fossils of the से प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स. जो जहां पर मानो कि बड़े बड़े प्लांट्स दब गए हैं, दफन हो गए जमीन में, वहां पर कोल बना. और जहां पर बड़े बड़े डायनासोर वगैरह मानो कि जमीन में दफन हो गए किसी भी रीजन से, सेंचुरीज से पहले, वहां पर ऑयल बना, पेट्रोलियम बना. ठीक है. सो these are non-renewable resources. Why these are non-renewable? Because you cannot renew it, you cannot create it. For example, is it possible to create a coal? Is it possible to again mano ki create say natural gas? No, because it has been created by earth, it has been created by immense heat, pressure and time of centuries. So those sources of energy, they are non-renewable because we will not able to renew it. And are they going to exhaust? What do you think? Just pause the video, stop a video and think for a while. Is it possible that we will be soon exhausting these sources of energy? What do you say? Yes. Sooner or later, say within 40-50 years, means just in the lifespan of your own life, when you become say 50 or 60 years old, you will see that there will be scarcity of coal and petroleum products. Even today you are able to see that the cost of petrol is just speeding like a rocket. It's as good as equivalent to 100 rupees per liter. Just before few years it was hardly 60 to 70 liter per liter, right? So day by day they are going on costlier and costlier. Why? Because they are going scarce and scarce. Day by day we are just exhausting those sources of energy. Major part of our energy demand is unfortunately met by fossil fuels. So we will have to do something to get certain alternative source of energy. Why? Because of these disadvantages. They are, the very first thing is that they are non-replenishable. Means once you use it, it's gone. It is not possible to replenish it. For example, if you use water, it will evaporate, then again it will become water. But once you burn the coal, once you burn the petrol, it's never going to be petrol again, even after centuries. They are less efficient. Hardly they are giving 40 to 50% of the efficiency. May leave ash residue. For example, when you burn a coal, there will be lots of ash. Actually, there are 4 different types of the coals. What are those 4 types of the coals? Anthracite, bituminous, lignite and pitch. Anthracite is having highest efficiency, highest carbon content, as good as 90. Anthracite, bituminous, lignite and peat. Peat is the inferior quality of coal and it is having hardly 40% of the coal. So peat type of coal will have maximum ash, whereas anthracite type coal will have maximum output, maximum efficiency and minimum ash. But any type of coal it will definitely leave ash. Any type of wood you will use for burning or cooking, you will definitely have ash. So there is a problem. They are not clean fuels. Further, they will pollute the earth. They'll create different parts, different types of pollution, for example, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxides and whatnot. So these type of oxides, when they go to atmosphere, they come back as acid rain after interacting with the water of atmosphere. So they are hazardous, they are harmful to our body and our environment. Increases greenhouse effect. Now, which gas directly responsible for greenhouse effect? Just pause the video, ask question to yourself. Yes, it's carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is actually having capability to store the heat energy in it, right? So since it will store the heat energy of environment, so overall concentration of carbon dioxide if increases in the atmosphere, then what will happen? The all heat that is contained by the atmosphere will start on increasing, and then the glaciers and the ice at the poles will start melting, and this will increase the temperature, as well as this will increase the water level of the whole earth. Then cities like New York, Washington, Mumbai may submerge. So these are the different negative effects of using these fossil fuels. And one more thing, we are using these fossil fuels just like madman, because the hunger for energy is tremendously increasing. Man is just hunger of energy. The hungriness of energy for we people is constantly increasing, just like exponentially. And we are using the fossil fuels exponentially. So sooner or later, definitely they are going to exhaust. But before that, perhaps greenhouse or different type of effect, acid rain will lead to very, very drastic effects on our life and our future. I hope you would have understood what are the different sources of energy. For more such videos, keep watching our channel Free Education by RK Sir. Thank you.